All right, boys. It's go time, baby. Buckle up. We're about to get wow, 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 wow. We're about to get kooky today. Laser-eyed Joe, he's back. So we're going to do some of this conspiracy talk, strange and creepy TikToks that'll make you your friends' pants. Let's just have some fun with it. If you're new here, God, all right? Let's not take this stuff too serious. Let's have a good time.
By the way, I sit on the stand, and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap.
I just thought that was hilarious. Just so you guys know, I'm not very political. I don't have a party of any sort, left side, right side, bitch, I'm west side, know what I mean? But I just think it's hilarious, the last, two presidents we've had. I mean, talk about just beautiful. I mean, it's almost like a TV show now. Anyways, let's get deep here. This next clip, I'm going to get out of the way for this, but this one's from a dude, David Hoffman. He's an old filmmaker. But this clip's back from the 60s or 70s. I know I've used this on this channel before, but I thought this was awesome because this is the exact way I feel 50 years later. Check this out.
We're brought up to never question authority. Isn't that true? People of our age group. And the government was right, and the policeman was right, and the priest was right, and mom and dad were right. The school board was right. Anybody that was in authority knew what was best and how we should think, and they told us how to think.
But I never told my dad he was crazy.
Shouldn't I let my government know that I think they're crazy? I think they are insane, really. This is an insane thing we're doing tonight.
How we say it.
Well, how should I say it?
I thought that was just so beautiful. I'll leave the link to the original video down below. I just thought that was awesome. Wow. That Joe Biden picture, that was so funny. He posted that to his Instagram. I was like, riveting. Groundbreaking content. If you're new here, I like to read some of you guys' comments from previous videos. Keep it fun, keep it light, keep it loose. This chick, Angie, goes, love your videos. Have you ever seen the videos of people traveling with large sums of cash and the cops pull them over and take their money? That's effed up. Yeah, that actually happened to me. I'm not sure if the cops took it or if someone else that was kind of involved in the thing took it, but I had about $8,000 cash. There was still $5,000 left, but let's just say I got wrongfully arrested. So they didn't actually, just took me in, but then I got out. Nothing actually happened to me other than when I got home, there was only $5,000 left. So I didn't make a big a big deal about it. Because, I just got it like that. I was pretty bummed, but that is a real thing. And I don't know if the cops actually took it or not. Because I've had good cops and I've had bad cops. So who fucking knows? But yes, that is a real thing. And as you could see from that video I was showing you.
Conspiracy theories that everyone knows is true, part 1. Everyone knows the story of the man that invented an engine that ran on nothing but water that supposedly was able to go 845 miles between fill-ups. Somebody from the oil and gas industry got upset and got this guy whacked off basically in broad daylight.
Whacked off. Sounds like he's going to an Asian massage parlor. Sorry, I'm just whacked off.
They poisoned him and found unalived. I'm going to take it a step further on this. Not only do I think oil and gas industries are doing everything they can to stop people from inventing things like this, I think they're also stopping the advancement of just regular combustion engines and their mileage. I find it very strange that outside of going to a hybrid or an electric vehicle, that the overall gas mileage of engines really has not changed in many, many decades. Considering how much things have gotten advanced in everything else in society, I don't think it's really that possible that there's no way big companies like Toyota or Honda or Ford can't find a way to have an engine that's not a hybrid or electric that can add more mileage to a vehicle. But everyone knows this is true, and this is another thing that nobody steps up and does anything about because they're scared they're also going to go get whacked off.
They're all going to get whacked off. Actually, I knew a dude, I'm not going to say his name, but check this one out. This is trippy shit. When he was 18, I was 17, he was able to make his Nissan get 70 miles to the gallon back in 2008. With a cylinder structure half filled with water and a ping pong ball. that would close off the gap if the water got too hot, and it would boil the ball up and it would stop it. This little like carb, like a carburetor type deal. Let's just say, rumor has it, I haven't seen him since then, but this is just a rumor. I don't know if it's true, but this guy's so smart. Legend has it he trademarked and copywritten his name, his full name. And that way, if a cop pulled him over and tried to write his name down, legally he couldn't do that. So anyways, legend has it. This one was hilarious, though, right here. This is what they expect us to do to save money on gas. But this is just more funny, if anything. But just like the electric cars. And then you hear all this stuff about electric cars, like, oh, it takes all this mining and like just as much fossil fuel to run an electric car than it would a regular car. So it's kind of like, what? So anyways, but this is what I think they want us to do to save gas. Just don't drive. This is rich right here. They're doing this in New York too, but this one's in L.A.
Traffic is awful, and L.A. is famous for it. But Metro has a plan that they've been working on for years to make it easier to get around.
The only proven way to reduce traffic congestion is through pricing roads.
Mark Valianatos with LA Metro will present a study to the Metro Board this summer about charging people who drive in some of LA's most congested areas, like the 405, the 10 freeway, and around downtown LA. How much people would pay is still unclear, but as you can imagine, it's a tough sell.
As you can imagine, it's a tough sell. They're doing that shit here in South Florida, too. All down 95, the only free road, which I know we pay taxes for it anyways, but they're putting half of the highway now is all, what do they call it? Sun Pass, Easy Pass, Fun Pass, Fast Pass. Past that, take a hit. So they're going to do that all the way up, I'm sure. You know what I mean? It's just not enough for them. They need more money. Oh, that's their big end goal. It's all about the money. Come on, baby. Dollar bill, y'all. And that clip was, thank you to Chow Time Podcast for sending that clip to me. You guys check his channel out. He's a super cool dude. And he lives in LA, so he's like, what's going on? This one's hilarious. This grandpa goes wild at a school board meeting and lets everyone know how he feels. This one's rich. I mean, he might not be in the right, but he went for it.
Good evening, cowards. Nice to see a bunch of fat, ugly women. Wait
a minute. Oh,
what?
Excuse you.
What?
Can we stick with the agenda?
No. I'm speaking. They're fat, ugly women is what they are. Let's talk about it.
We're not having that.
You don't have to. Bye.
That ain't free speech.
It's called free speech. Bye.
That's not free speech. That's insulting.
Because that's not free speech. That's insulting. It's both.
Okay, everybody.
And we wonder why children are retarded stupid today. We wonder why. We wonder why when we have these pathetic people here called teachers rape the children's mind. And if you people are too stupid to know what rape is, it's called control.
I just thought that was rich. I don't know about conspiracy, but some of these are just odd, okay? But hey, you know what? He's rocking that beanie too. This one's trippy. This is like an underground city. This one's bizarre. And this dude's got some crazy eyes, but I like him.
LA couldn't get any creepier with all the problems with crime and homeless. I ran into this billboard on this lot. So this is a vacant lot for construction. And it says, live life deeper, 144 stories underground. You may never go outside again. It's so creepy. I'm wanting to know if this is real with this construction site right here. West Hollywood, Beverly Hills adjacent. A controlled access community, 24/7 security, residents only amenities, a new standard of sustainable living.
Have you
just put everybody underground? That's trippy stuff. Because you hear about these underground cities and stuff, and then you just see that, and it's like, oh no, it's totally doable. We've been doing this for centuries. We're just letting you guys get in on the action now. Classic. This one's a 141-year-old Jamaican herbalist. Bum de clot, boy. Right near the beach. Sorry.
been a herbalist?
From 1977. Yeah. And my age is 141 years old now.
You are 141 years old?
Right now.
Oh my. So is your medicine make you live so long?
I mean, I have no sugar. I mean, I have no pressure. I mean, I have no heart attack. I mean, I have no pain.
She's got no stress. Do you imagine? I'm willing to bet you New York City, LA, places with like super high congestion, I'm willing to bet money that people die sooner than other people who live a much less stressful life. And obviously, like this woman, like on a farm and shit. I'm willing to bet that. Just saying.
Yeah, I know, my farm, I do everything said me.
How long did it take you to perfect your formula?
Well, I work with the moon.
Breaking. And just before you want to laugh at the crystal chicks, 141-year-old working with the moon. Little boy blue and a man on the moon.
News! Texas has basically started the process of becoming its own country. If you didn't already know what's happening at the border by now, the Supreme Court voted in a 5-4 in favor of the federal government to remove the barbed wires that stretches along the border between Texas and Mexico.
Smart move.
The U.S. government basically told the state of Texas to open the borders to let people come into the country, and the governor of Texas was not having any of that. He put even more razor wires at the border to prevent any crossing. On top of that, Texas put tens of thousands of troops across the border. In this video, you can see there's literally a standoff between Texas soldiers and U.S.
Hey, it's a legitimate Mexican standoff. Classic.
Government troops. This is a little bit scary because this is how Civil War started. To put the cherry on top of all of this, 26 other states have said that Texas has their full support and on this and is sending thousands of troops to help defend from the U.S. government. This is the first time in a very long time something like this is happening in American history.
Who's paying for all this? Anybody? I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's some trippy stuff though, man. And just when you want to think, like, I've had comments before, I just realized I didn't even plug in a bunch of the comments. Fuck. I messed up. Well, anyways, I've had comments on other, like, conspiracy videos I've done where they're like, they think that bringing in immigrants is, like, equivalent to the government giving people crack in the 80s. Like, they're doing it. They're bringing them in on purpose. Well, this guy right here, this is rich. Check this one out.
Well, now we know for a fact the United Nations is funding the migrant crisis. We can stop guessing. From the Center for Immigration Studies, and I will put the article link in the comments section so everybody can go read it for themselves, but here you go. The United Nations budgets $millions for U.S.-bound migrants in 2024. Public documents show cash handouts to help feed, transport, and house people headed for the U.S. border. And hey, at least they even have a projection that, in a nutshell, the United Nations and its advocacy partners are planning to spread the $372 million in cash and voucher assistance and multi-purpose cash assistance to some 624,000 immigrants in transit to the United States during 2024.
With arms wide open under the sunshine, or whatever that song is. I love it. I think it's great.
So I'll put the link as in my.
And just so you guys know, I'm just being sarcastic. I mean, what do you even really do? This ain't nothing new. This has been going down for years, all right? Let's not even ask the Indians what their thoughts are on this whole situation. Not to make a joke out of it. But you guys leave your thoughts on this. Some trippy stuff, man. It's crack all over again, but with people. That's awesome. This one goes 2020 again, but worse. Awesome. I love it. Thank you.
All right, people. It looks like history is about to repeat itself. But this time, it might be a little bit more serious. So with the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl and a lot of other different facts that's leading up towards this, it looks like they about to host another pandemic.
You know what? Instead of listening to this guy, let's go to a cartoon for this information. The Simpsons seems to do it better.
What were the Simpsons trying to tell us?
This is rich. This was aired in 2010. This is gold, though. I know it's just TV. It's just television. Like, chill out. Take a hit. It's not real.
I'd like to call to order this secret conclave of America's media empires. We're here to come up with the next phony baloney crisis to put Americans back where they belong, in dark rooms, glued to their televisions, too terrified to skip the commercials.
Well, I think...
NBC, you are here to listen and not speak. I think we should go with a good old-fashioned public health scare.
Yeah.
A new disease. No one's immune. It's like the summer of the shark, except instead of a shark, it's an epidemic. And instead of summer, it's all the time.
That is smoking.
Now, I hate to be the guy who derails what everybody else loves.
He loves being that guy.
But,
he really does.
Janice, we do have standards. This can't be a made-up disease. The only moral thing to do is release a deadly virus into the general public.
We do have something we've been holding on to, but it hasn't been tested. Get over here, NBC.
Well, we certainly believe in testing, but
Wow. Oh, yeah.
So, we've got our deadly disease. Now, we just have to blame it on something that's in every household, something that people are a little bit afraid of already.
I know it's just a TV show, but I love it. It's great. It's perfect. Yeah, it's just entertainment. Entertainment purposes only. It's great. And just so you guys know, like, don't take this all too seriously.
Alexa, when will World War III start?
World War III will commence on March 1st, 2024, when the Chinese invade the United States from within by activating countless sleeper cells. This will be followed by full military invasion on both coasts by Russia and China. The attack will be devastating and incorporate weapons never before seen by mankind.
That's good.
Humanity as we know it will be forever changed and never return to its former glory as the Republic of China will rule going forth.
Well, that's fun. You know, if I had an Alexa, I would immediately kick her out of my house. No, I'm just kidding. I tried asking Siri the same question, but I think I, turned her off or something. Sorry, camera cut out. The government's watching me. Wow. I'm just playing. Just so you guys know, I'm not taking all of this, too literally. All right? Remember. All right? We're getting all of our information from a robot woman named Alexa. And a cartoon. Just throwing that out there, okay? So don't believe anything you see. All right. Upward and onward. This one's trippy.
It'd be very chaotic. The Simpsons' 3 crazy predictions about 2024 make it seem even weirder. Number 1 has already happened. Number 3, war between the US and China. In one episode, a news anchor says sadly that America and China have declared war. A big nuclear attack is expected to reach our shores within an hour. With what is happening in the world now, there is a high chance of this happening. Number 2, the 2024 virus. The Simpsons predict another virus outbreak will happen in 2024. The episode shows how a burger leads to a zombie apocalypse after high-quality cows are made into meat sauce and fed to cows. Then humans make the cows into burgers and eat them, becoming zombies. Number 1, global inflation and economic crisis. The Simpsons predict an economic crisis for America in 2023. In an episode, a man tells Homer about anarchy and how the end of civilization is coming soon to America. But Homer says America can't collapse because we are strong like ancient Rome. Do you think 2024 will be a normal year? Or is it the beginning of the end?
I'll tell you what I think. I think it's crap. And if you don't subscribe to the channel right now, I will do nothing about it. I'm just kidding. Just joking. A little showmanship, okay? People seem to like when I get up and break stuff. And I'm not going to lie. It's pretty therapeutic. Just saying. All right, this next one, though, trippy, man. This one's just funny. All right, get ready for this. This one made my week, hands down.
All right. What are you doing?
How's it going, sir?
What are you doing?
Taking a tire.
You're taking my tire?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you're doing?
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And why is that?
My tire's gone.
Your tire's gone, so you're going to just take other people's tire?
Something like that.
I don't think you're gonna take it. I'll tell you that right now.
Why is that?
I'll tell you you're not gonna take it.
Why is that? So you're gonna pick it up and you're gonna hold it?
Dude doesn't even have a hood on his truck. That's awesome. Guy's just like, fuck it, I need a tire. That is just... And it looks like they're in California. He's definitely getting away with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, no problem.
You don't do that to people's car. Okay? You don't do that to people's cars. So I just want to let you know. I just want to let you know that I have police coming on the way.
They're not going to do anything. It gets so much better. Wait for it. Oh, you're going to be glad you did.
People don't do that. Go into other people's car and just take it.
Why are you trying to distract me from getting away, sir?
You know, I'm just telling you.
People don't set people up like that.
I'm just telling you that right now. You see this? Yeah. I got cops coming right now. I don't think you get far, but go ahead.
Well, yeah, dude. That's why I brought my truck here. Okay?
Yeah.
If I wanted to just steal your tire,
Yeah.
I would put it in the shopping cart.
Yeah, I think you just tried that though, right?
I'm not trying to steal your tire.
You're not trying to steal my tire.
No.
Okay.
I was gonna take my rim off my
Yeah.
truck and then put it on your truck.
Sure, buddy.
Borrow it and
Yeah.
then bring it back.
Oh, okay. That's what it is, huh?
Yeah, that's exactly
that's
what
what
it
it
is.
is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't think I work my ass off for my
You
truck
don't think
too?
I work my ass off?
Yeah. So why you take my tire?
It's for sale, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's not
Yeah.
you use it every day.
Yeah. So you
there's
just take it?
There's actually some thought put into this.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it's plenty
okay,
of thought.
good guys. I see that because
Yeah.
you already brought your jack and everything else.
Yeah,
So
I know.
that's good.
What the celebrity explains.
He goes, there was some actual thought put into this. Oh, my God. That was spectacular. You almost can't even get mad at that. I mean, I'd be pissed. But at the same time, I'd be like, you know what? Just take it. Just fuck it. Here's the keys to the car, dude. Oh, that was rich. Sorry. Camera cut out again. Typical.
While she passed on the Illuminati. Watch this.
You know, you can't have a good wow conspiracy video without the Illuminati being involved. This is the best. Just look at her. I love her.
The biggest opportunity you've received and passed on so far?
The Illuminati. I promise y'all, the Illuminati hit me up and they was like, yo, what's up? And I was like, pass. It was like,
The Illuminati as a whole entity hit her up and was like, yo. Oh, man, they're hip, man. They're hip with the times, bro. I get it. But this is a bit trippy, okay? Right here. You see that? Little eye on the throat. I don't know. I personally love it. I hope my daughter does that.
we got you. I was like, pass. That's like something that a lot of people probably would jump at.
So for anybody who's just not watching and listening right now, there is a video of a young black kid who seems to be about 20 months old. And then another white fella here who seems to be about maybe not even a year tops. And the black kid's rapping to the song about guns, holding a toy Lego gun-looking thing. And then the white kid, Herbert here, is playing the piano. Oh, he's 1 year, 5 months. He's playing the piano. And the comment section was rich. They were like the white kid's going to end up a school shooter, and the black kid's going to be a part of the Democratic Party and save the, I just thought that was pretty funny. They're starting them out young, straight up. Yay, West Side.
Hey man, can I ask you a question?
Sorry, I don't have any money.
This is beautiful. One of the best skits I've seen in a long time. Homeless guy's asking this dude if he's got any money.
Do you rent or do you own?
What?
Where you live, do you rent or do you own it?
I rent. Why? What do you...
Well, maybe you should help me out because I'm all that's keeping your property value in check. Like, things are good now, right? But if I go, it's gonna get much better. It's either me or a Whole Foods. You don't look like you're making artisanal bread money.
You don't look like you're making artisan bread money. That was just fantastico.
You know something? You're right. People like me, we need people like you. Here's $10. Go get yourself some spray cans.
Thanks, man. And with the rest of this money, man, I'll get drunk enough to take a shit on your stoop.
My man.
Yeah.
God, I wish I had something else to break. Fuck. That was golden. Hey, man, we like to have fun here, okay? If you're new, consider subscribing. No pressure.
How much false can you find? And there's lots in history. I was looking.
All right, now this is where it goes deep. All right, if you weren't strapped in, buckled up before, get to it. You're going to need a hit for this one because we're going to go deep down the rabbit hole here.
Looking around the internet and came across the images of the 1893 Chicago World Exposition. And it blew my mind because it looked like ancient Rome in the middle of downtown Chicago. And as I looked at it further, well, here's another one in Philadelphia, here's another one in St. Louis, in Buffalo, in San Francisco, and then as soon as they were done, they tore them all down and threw them in the garbage. That just told me there's something wrong with all of these. The story of the expositions is a gigantic lie. And I think it's so huge of a lie because I think they're right at a bridge point when so many things about the 1800s that seem strange and weird, right as this sort of period ends of unbelievable strangeness, and all of a sudden these fairs spring up all over the world with impossible buildings we're talking about, which are colossal structures. Chicago.
Yeah, so this is some trippy stuff, man. This stuff goes deep, but just look at this, all right? We don't have anything really like this in America, and this is back in a time when we're supposed to be riding horse and buggy, and they're building these monstrosities. This thing gets deep. Just hold on, man.
Built 700 acres of fair in supposedly less than 2 years. St. Louis built 1,200 acres of exposition buildings. One of the buildings in Chicago, the manufacturer's building, would house 300,000 people. There's a giant statue in the middle of the lagoon. It was called the Golden Lady, and it was known as the Statue of the Republic. It was 65 feet tall. They say it was covered in gold leaf that have copper underneath, but others speculate it was actually made out of solid gold.
Shit, even if that was made out of copper, that's still worth some good quiche, man. Kidding me? Unreal.
So you're talking 65-foot high, potentially solid gold statue. We're talking giant structures and looking like ancient Rome with towers and domes and columns and the most fine, ornate pieces to them.
Ornate. Look at that thing. That looks like some shit we would fly to another country to look at. Which is actually kind of trippy because you can't say that this is like fake. I mean, there's places out there in other countries that is like, you go there and you're like, what in the shit is this? You know what I mean? It's crazy stuff.
In these record, unbelievable times, then as soon as they're done, chuck them in the garbage. Like Jackson Park is a swamp. So supposedly they had to drive down tens of thousands of wooden stakes in order to support the weight of everything. They dug out massive lagoons, lakes. They had a canal system that ran through the entire exposition. They also had an above-ground electric train. An electric train. Well, where's the electricity coming from? That's running around the park. They had a moving walkway down by the shore. Not enough people are asking, where does this technology come from?
Just to frame it, if I'm not mistaken, the Chicago Fair was the first time...
We don't ain't got no moving walkways like that outside here. That was like that one Seinfeld episode. I was just watching Seinfeld recently, and they were saying that. They're like, we need those airport walkways down all the sidewalks. And then George was like, great. Now I don't even want to go outside anymore because all I can think about is walkways. That's awesome. Apparently they had them back then. That's some trippy stuff, dude.
People had seen electric light.
Tesla's the one who got the electricity contract for the Chicago Exposition, and it was certainly more than all of the lights anyway that were in New York City at the time were at the Chicago Exposition.
Yeah, it must have been mind-blowing for most of those people who had only seen gaslight or candlelight at night to see that city lit up in such a way. Again, count the way since 1901. We are told, whether it's true or not, the idea of being able to electrically do anything hasn't been around that long.
And this fair is bizarre. This is supposed to be Tesla's fair, where he managed to somehow move electricity from Niagara Falls to Buffalo for the fair. No one's really explained how he actually did that. And at the middle of the fair is a 395-foot-high electrical tower, on top of which, of course, is a female golden statue called the Goddess of Light.
So on the top of that, they call that like a cathedral, like those crazy tippy tip things, church steeples with the people type deal. But apparently, something I've heard, all right? Don't get too kooked out. But, apparently it takes the energy from the ether. Like there's electricity in the air, like static electricity. Have you ever seen lightning? Huh? Have you? That's what I mean. That's a rumor on the block. In the back ways, the back internet alleyways, at least. That's the rumor.
And this thing was lit up by some suggest 500,000 electric light bulbs. Again, when you look at the photos of this thing, it's just, where do they really get the power from?
I mean, think of what it would take today if you had a place with no electricity and no way to pipe it in, the generators that would have to be built.
For example, there's a building that went up for the Barcelona exposition in 1888. It was claimed to be the fastest built building in the world, 5,000 square meters, capacity for 2,000 guests, 600 rooms, 30 apartments, and it was supposed to be built in 53 days. This is supposed to be a time of horse and buggy. The 2-year building times are actually impossible unless the two most likely...
Well, unless they train the horses to help build the structures. Horsepower. Call me nuts. Just a thought. It could be true.
Theories would be either A, they had a technology that they're not supposed to have, and it really was built in that time frame. Even if they built them, they had to build them out of marble and stone in record time, or the buildings were already there. They'd been there for hundreds or thousands of years, fixed up, refurbished, repainted, hence the term whitewashed, which is the term that was used for the Chicago Exposition, which was paint all the buildings with this brand new spray paint that they had.
Oh, wow. I always thought whitewashed is like when you're a black dude, but you talk white. That's what I always thought it meant. But hey, history lesson here, I guess.
They just developed to spray paint all the buildings in record time, so you couldn't tell if anything was old or anything was new.
How long did these things tend to stay open? When they built these things, supposedly over 2 years, which is the narrative, how long were they there for?
6 months.
6 months for the public to come.
And then what was amazing, for example, in St. Louis, 2 days after the fair ended, they brought in a demolition team from Chicago with explosives and blew the thing up. They actually used dynamite to blow it up, and they say threw it in landfills. Things like the World Fairs shows there was a time in our past, and even not that far.
Yo, think about that for a second. They build this like crazy metropolis, fancy, like big time shit. And then all of a sudden, like, the power that may be comes, and they go, hey, who built all this? And the guy's like, isn't it great? Isn't it wonderful? They go, this is entirely too nice. He goes, tear it down. He goes, these people can't handle luxury. He goes, get it out of here now. Anyways, I don't know why they would tear that stuff down. Who even knows if this is true? I want it to be, though.
In our past, where humans seem to be at a completely higher level. Human living and human knowledge were constructed into the buildings using cymatics, using sacred geometry. These fairs, they're so important to study because the history that we know right now as history was invented at the time these fairs were going on. One of their underlying nefarious purposes was to teach a historical narrative to the population that they were supposed to believe and agree with. And scarily, the world we're walking into today is in some way, has its origins during the time of these fairs.
You know what's really trippy? What's even I just heard that part of that video. That just registered. They're kind of doing that now. Think about it. Sports logos used to be very detailed and out there. Now they're like super basic. Okay, McDonald's, right? They used to have like cool arches and stuff. No. We want a box. Okay? Everything's kind of being ultra dumbed down. Even cars. Cars used to be awesome. They used to be like these pieces of work, this art. Look at what I made, type of deal. And now they just all look exactly the same. They still move. I'm not saying they're not like total pieces of shit. But definitely things are... History repeats itself. It's a small world after all. Now tear it down.
How much false can you find?
Anyways, you guys leave your thoughts. Thanks for stopping by, getting kooky with me. Shout out to all my Patreon members. I love you. It's getting nuts. I'm going to announce on Sunday who the person who won the $200 giveaway that we've been doing. I'm going to go through all of your guys' messages and see who the saddest message is from. And God, yeah. And on Sunday, I'm going to announce who's getting the $200. I like to do a little charity around here. All right? We don't want to tear you down. We want to build you up. Anyways, hell of a talk. God. Here's going down one rabbit hole at a time. I love it. That's awesome.